Hello everybody and welcome to our first demonstration on the public services template. If we go into source code, what we'll see here, I just updated this 10 minutes ago, so it's brand new code that I just put in. And my assumption at this point is that you went through steps 1 through 7 and you do have the code downloaded into your instance. So you do have GitHub connected to your studio and you're able to make those changes. What I want to do today is I want to demonstrate how to make the portal public. And basically these are the steps to make the portal so that an unauthenticated user would actually be able to see some content in that portal. The demo will be coming soon, but the setup is to make sure you go to your instance as pub, right? So this is the pub user, and make sure that you're not logged in. So in this case, in this point, I'm just any user going to this public portal. In fact, if you went here right now, you'd be able to hit that portal as well. Now that I'm unauthenticated in that portal, I want to go ahead and I want to make some changes. So what it says here is go to public services template. Before I do that, before I go to public services template, I want to make sure that I go into my studio and I get the most recent source code. If I go to source control and apply the remote changes, that's going to pull the main branch from our GitHub repository down to our local instance. Once I go ahead and apply those changes, I'm going to now start to follow my instructions because I know I have the most up-to-date code, and then I can go back to those most recent instructions. All right, so I'll go ahead and close that. Now you see here I have portal widgets to make public. I want to make sure I refresh my browser because I just applied some changes and those changes might not all show up in my browser yet. So I'm going to refresh it to make sure that my navigator menu is up to date. Once that's up to date and I have all the most recent code in there, now I want to start following my instructions on step 2. If I go to public services template, you'll see there's widgets to make public, and here it says go to public services template, widgets to make public, and make sure that I'm in the global scope. Now what that means is that I want to make sure that I'm in the right application. And the way that I can do that is I can pull down my settings menu, and if I go to developer, I can show my settings menu. Right, so that if I slide that over to show the application picker, you'll see it puts it up here and then it takes it away. We want to make sure that it's up there. And it says in the instructions to make sure that you are in the global scope when you're doing this step. So now I am in the menu, I'm making sure I'm in the global scope, and it says change the public field to true for all 4 of the widgets that are in that menu. So if I go into that menu and I go widgets to make public, you'll see that I see 4 widgets and these are all set to false right now. Because I'm in the global scope, I can go ahead and click on all these and I'll be able to double click. I was holding my control key down and you can click and you'll see that they'll all highlight. And now I want to go ahead and set all those widgets to true. So now that step's done. Now the next thing I want to do, that I have all those set to true, all those 4 widgets. Now it says go into the ServiceNow navigator and go to public services template, pages to make public, and change the public field to true for that one page. If I go back here, pages to make public, and you'll see that I see 1 page in there, and I don't see the public option on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my menu, my little wheel here, and then I'm going to go down to public and I'm going to put that on this list view. So right next to title I'll have public, and you'll see right now that SC category page is set to true. So if it was set to false, we'll want to make sure that it's already set to true. Now what it says is now that I have all of those set to true, all of my pages and all of my templates, I want to refresh my browser from step 1, which is this browser right here, and I should now see that the search box and the catalog navigations are available. So I go ahead and reload. I'm still a user that's not logged in. I should now start to see that that page changes. So now I have search up here, and I also have a category. So if I open up my services, I open up non-emergency issues, and I should be able to get to my 1 default catalog item that's in there. And once I go to search on this, it's going to prompt me to log in, but I should be able to get here without being authenticated. And that's basically all the steps in making the portal public. Thank you.